Hey guys, hey y'all. We're back. Super quick turnaround. I think this is less than 48 hours.
Is it?
With some pretty awesome news.
What day is it? Sunday.
I had to think about that too. Yeah, Sunday,
It's
November
Sunday.
8th. Turn up. Shout
The
out
Lord's
to
Day.
President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. They have taken over the election. So shout
Congrats to
out
them.
to those who voted whichever way. I know for me, I'm celebrating the fact that Trump lost.
Girl, that's what most people are doing. Like everyone is just like so focused on that man losing his job. I've never seen anything like it.
Girl, the hate is real. And I think that why we saw all of these like groundbreaking numbers that, shout out to Biden for being the president with the most blah, 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 is because of all the hate for Trump. It had really nothing to do with Biden other than the fact that
No.
like he was just the person that came against Trump. And so
Girl, his little speech, some of those I saw like Shade Room posted his speech. And most of those comments was like, oh, he sound pretty good. And like I ain't even never heard this man speak before.
who
We've
Biden?
all been like, yeah, like a lot of the comments in the Shade Room was like, wow, he sounds really good. Like, oh, okay, that's how he sounds good. Like they never really even followed him enough to like hear him speak like in a debate or anything. It's just like,
Oh
I voted for you,
yeah.
sir. And oh, I'm glad you can
Yeah.
speak actually.
Yeah. Thank God. I mean,
Oh
I
shit.
do feel though that like um obviously there's so much work to do, whatever, if it even gets done. But I will say that with this win, it's something just feels calming about like the healing process that America needs. Like, even if there's no groundbreaking change, I mean, I'm just literally glad that Trump is out of there. Like, he is literally the poster child for clown on so many levels. Like, um, I honestly still can't believe he won as for presidency. And more importantly, I can't believe all of the people who still voted for him with groundbreaking numbers, still wanting that man to win. It's just like, wow, it's just crazy. I mean, I don't know. They said a lot of white women voted for him more than the last election. And I'm just like, damn, really? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like he not even for y'all. He don't even like y'all. So grabbing pussies and doing all that kind of shit and all these feminist women and about the movement, and they trying to like vote for somebody in the office like that. Like that's just crazy. But but yeah, I'm excited about that. I was excited to see, I think I said in the last episode, some of the states that were majority, or I'm sorry, historically red, they did change, they turned, which was cool. It was super cool to see that. But yeah, so who knows? We'll see. We still have, for me, we still have what, like a month and a half till 2021. So pinch me at this point because I don't know. This shit still can go real wrong within a month and a half, and I'm not even trying to think like that. So
Um, yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I was definitely surprised. Like, if I had to pick who I thought would win, I would have thought it was Trump. So I was definitely pleasantly surprised that it wasn't him. Um, but at the same time, I think it's just so weird how like he was. I don't know how we found out like on Saturday, but we voted on Tuesday, and the whole voting thing. Just how long that took. But then what I'm seeing now, I don't know how accurate this is, I guess, but they're comparing this to back when Al Gore ran against Bush, and I guess they had to wait 37 days for Florida to be recounted or something like
oh
that. And now they're like, they're saying something because of like the lawsuit or the something, they're waiting for some state to be recounted, and they're just comparing it to the Al Gore. Just because we all know Donald Trump is not letting this up, so he's trying to get like basically some of his people want some of the votes to be not counted, and then that some states they want to be recounted. So they don't even know what the fuck they really want. It just basically they trying to sway it to like whatever favors him is what I read. If I'm reading this shit correctly, because political news just confuses me. Like I be trying to keep up, but it's just so much shit that just makes no sense to me. They just make up all these random rules and this way, and it swings this way if this person has the power of this percentage. And I'm just like, okay, y'all just making shit up at this point, but okay. So I guess they waited for some type of recount, but I'm just wondering how they're gonna get this man out of the office. Like I want to see it with my eyes. Like, are y'all gonna have the police escort him out? Like, how is it gonna go down? Because I just can't see this man willingly how he's talking, like how this was stolen from him. I'm just waiting for the show at this point because I just don't see how he's gonna willingly walk out of there with his with integrity. Like, remember when Obama had to pass it on to him and everybody was like cringing, and Obama and Michelle were very poised and they, met with I can't see him doing the same thing, passing it to Biden, like all the shit he done said.
No, girl, he's
So
not gonna do that. It's gonna be it.
he may be the first president in the history of all this bullshit that doesn't show up to that inauguration.
And I see that. I mean, he's done a lot of things that no other president has done before, especially as far as tradition. I know they were saying like for whenever a president is elected and they move into the White House, like the former president's picture is taken down by the president and like put somewhere, amongst the wall of other presidents or something like that. It's a process of something. And they still can't find Barack Obama's picture. Because Trump didn't do what he was supposed to do traditionally, like all the other presidents. So to this day, nobody knows where Barack Obama's picture is. So, and then there's also going to be, or supposed to be historically, a speech from the current president. So Trump is supposed to be giving a speech, basically,
that's why I'm just like, I can't
Biden.
Can you see that man giving a speech? Can you see that man giving a speech like with no low blows, no shots? Like, you won this fair and square. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know our country's in great hands. Like, all that shit you're supposed to do when you win. I mean, when you lose, like to be an honorable loser. I don't see him doing none of that shit.
He is so mad. Like,
people like, now that the country has made the wrong decision, good luck to you. And
girl, I'm out. This is fraud. It's a lie. It's
fraud. All of the American people have been ripped off.
I have won. What did he say? I've won by a lot. I won by a lot. Like,
girl, not by a lot though.
A lot, by a lot. So I'm just like, okay, where? Like,
oh man,
he drives me. Trump,
it's so funny.
I laugh more than anything at him.
Girl, it's hilarious.
And a lot of stuff isn't funny, but then for the most part, just who
some of it's funny as shit
is really funny. And so I just be like, I don't know. I'm just excited that he's about to be out of there. Like, when I saw you posted, you were about to lose your job when they was chanting that in front of the White House. I was like, wow, look how far we've come.
Funny.
Look how far we've come to the point where
I just love Black people. Like, our people just make everything better. It's just like we're the seasoning of culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is dry as hell, and then we come around and mix up some, like, you about to lose your job, sir. Like, we can't let nothing go gracefully. Like, it's gonna be a joke. It's gonna be something.
We have
for
to
our
laugh
entertainment.
about it, because listen, the amount of shit we've been through for centuries and centuries, like, we have to laugh. We make everything that is
funny.
That is a form of healing for us.
Nothing is serious.
We can't, like, we'll cry about it, and then it turns right on into laughter. That same moment. Serious. And the internet does not help at all. At all, with the memes, the TikToks, the
Girl, these
reels,
memes
like
were hilarious. For however many days we were waiting for those votes to come in, bruh, those memes were
they were killing. They were
golden.
killing Nevada, like, uh, oh my God. So it's going
Yeah.
to be a very, very, up until Biden actually moves into the White House, even with the inauguration and all of that jazz, like all of this is going to be something to watch because it's not over yet.
Girl, I don't know what's happening. Like, I want to just trust in this, but like you said, until that motherfucking inauguration,
we listen. We
I don't
gotta
even trust that this shit is really what they saying it is. Like, I mean, hopefully it is.
I mean, I
When
think.
in history has it ever been announced president elect and they switched? When? Okay,
And
so
also with the whole recounting of votes and like fraud, like again, some of these governors that have come out to speak on behalf of Trump saying he is going to threaten a lawsuit and all this other kind of stuff, these governors are Republican. So if any shit was gonna go down, they gonna make sure for sure shit is going to go right because one, they have an interest in that bigger than
yeah.
just being honest and morally speaking. But my thing is like he even if they do recount the votes and let's say they're off by a little bit, I mean, it's not like they're so far off to the point where he's just gonna win. Like if this shit gets redone and all that kind of stuff and now he's the president, like
Imagine that. That would
I
be
can't even.
insane if they're
I
like, all right, you
can't.
guys, we have to redo the vote.
I can't. Like I
This
can't.
is
I
like
can't
2020 would
even.
be undefeated, bro.
I
Like this is
cannot.
already just unheard
2020,
of stuff,
I
but
will be the first to say I'm leaving. Like
yeah,
I
because
can't.
basically he's not going to concede. I mean, technically, the new president is sworn in January, whatever. So as of now, he's not going to concede this race without all of the recounting or all putting in all the requests he can. Until somebody can talk it into his head, like you didn't win, you know. But I still just don't see how that's gonna play out. It's gonna be entertaining.
And we'll be
So
following it piece by piece. Check our stories, check our podcast, check our page.
yes, check our YouTube, y'all, too, because we about to be on there going live.
For sure. But yeah,
This
it'll be
is
something to
interesting
see.
though. What do you think? Let me ask you this. What do you think that majority of the American people that voted for Biden, what do you think is the first thing they want to see? Like when Biden gets in that office, what's the biggest change that everyone's like, oh, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been missing for 4 years. This is what we need here. Like, what do you think that is? Like, what is everyone's desire right now? Like, what is the major change everyone feels like we need immediately? Like the first initiative.
I personally feel like it's the stimulus checks. I'm so serious. And I only say that because
Black people.
everybody around me has been talking about as long as I get my stimulus check, as long as I get my
Right.
stimmy
Are
check.
y'all running the stimulus checks?
And my stimmy, where's my stimmy? They call him the stimmy child. Like, I'm like, okay, are we still talking about stimulus checks? Like, is this something that we still doing? Like,
Wow.
I personally feel like, there's going to be conversations with that. And then I also feel like healthcare is still going to be something that people are really going to be leaning on and seeing where that goes. Because I know he has like some additional proposed plan to enhance Obamacare.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure there's going to be, conversations surrounding that. But outside of that, I don't really know. I mean, I know that there's some talks about with the whole like drug cases, like overturning a lot of convictions that have been, surrounding like weed and making sure that new cases, if you do get caught with a certain amount of weed, that it doesn't go to trial or anything like that. It's mainly like a slap on the wrist or something like that. Like So I think stuff like that, people are going to probably be wanting to see how that plays out. But I honestly don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that in his speech yesterday, he did say verbatim, and I'm paraphrasing, but he basically was like, to the Black community, once again, y'all have stepped up and showed out for me again. Like, he acknowledged that. He was like, to the African American, I mean, he acknowledged everybody else too, but he made sure he said specifically, the African American community has come out, showed up, showed out for me again.
I
And
mean,
Sean
shit, you
King,
have to. He had to say something. Shit, this nigga
he
literally
not
said
only
we
has
are
to
not
say
Black
it, but he has to
if we
come
don't vote for
through.
his ass.
And Sean King is some guy that I follow. I forget, he's like an activist, but he had made mention. He was like, he said it, and we got to hold him to it. So I don't know. I
Right.
don't know what kind of initiatives they have. I know a lot of people are more for Kamala Harris. Super excited that she's the first female, but not only the first female, first Black female vice president. So,
Which
see.
is interesting because have you heard a lot of people saying she's not Black?
Yeah, she's half. I mean, her dad's Jamaican and her mom's, I think, Indian. So,
Yeah.
and she married
It's
a
so
white
funny.
guy.
Oh, is
Um,
that why? I'm like, why are they overwhelmingly saying this? I don't know much about her.
she's
I just
literally
know
she's literally
uh-huh.
half Indian and half Jamaican. I thought that she was half
Oh,
white,
okay,
half
okay.
Black, but she's literally
Right.
half Indian and she's half Jamaican.
Right.
So, and then
Regardless, she's a
she did marry a
she's a
white
woman
guy,
of color.
but she
It's
graduated
definitely
from Howard University. Shout out to HU.
right. HBCU. So she
Pledge,
should be looking out
aka,
for
so she is one of the first and finest of the sorority.
not the first and finest.
And
Um, yeah. I I I think it's interesting that I guess it just shows how much people hate this man, Donald Trump, because I think it's so interesting how people rally. Like, we're so, I mean, my whole timeline of him down was yes, yes, people cheering, people, everything like about Biden and Kamala, but it's like nobody knows like what their real initiative is, or you know what I'm saying? They're just so happy to be behind these people, not like, oh, I can't wait to see this change. Like, this is what we've been waiting for. It's just like, I'm happy to be behind you. You know what I'm saying? But you would think how everyone's so invested that there would be like a mutual I guess improvement that everyone is waiting on, because this is what we wanted, this is why we need you. And there really isn't that. There really isn't much consensus on like what we need done here. It's just like, we don't want to be with this nigga Trump no more.
pretty
I
much.
just think that's interesting.
And I
It's pretty
know I
interesting.
did watch the debates, but I didn't watch them like all the way through. Like, I watched them, I listened to them, but I could not tell you what they were about, whether it was from Trump to Biden or Kamala to Mike Pence, because Mike Pence was just, a lot of the debates as well were specifically from the president, to from Trump to Biden. A lot of it was, you couldn't even really have there was no intellectual conversation to be had, because Trump was just really, he didn't really have anything to say. So a lot of the stuff that he was talking about was him deflecting. Biden would come out and say something, and Trump wouldn't even respond to it in a way. He would just put it back on Biden and Obama administration. And it's like, Trump, can you please answer the question? And it got to the point where, to me, you don't even remember what it was about, because it was such a clownery of a debate. Like, it was almost like, what do we see? We're just seeing two old dudes just go back and forth bicker, where I felt like Obama and McCain, there was a lot more intellect. It was much more dialogue. There was a lot more opportunity from the moderator to ask them questions, and they actually answered the questions versus just going at each other. And at this point, yeah, I'm with the majority, and I couldn't tell you. I'm just so happy Trump is out of there. And a lot of times, look to, even though the president only has so much power, it's still like, you know, they're the face of so many things. And I think that I say this all the time. If you're in the business of providing people hope, of some type of leadership of any kind, you are going to have a ridiculous amount of following. And for Trump, he's the face of like just hate. And I'm just happy to see him gone, really, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to
It's
see
just
that man gone because,
that's what it boils down to. It's just it's very interesting. Like Joe Biden needs to be thanking his lucky stars, like who his opponent was.
mhm.
Um, but I I um I really do want to see like what is done initially when he gets in. I want to see like if the country is actually going to be operating differently in a year or so, or is it like all like an illusion? Like I just do want to see that. And then I did hear a lot of people, maybe because I'm in California, a lot of people really want this border control and these kids that are in these camps and separated from their families and the immigration laws. Like they want that to be like one of the first things that is changed, because you know kids are still separated from their families at the
So
Mexican
sad.
border and other places. Yes. And those kids are getting like abused, raped, all types of stories are coming from that. So that is for sure around California. At least I heard people's main initiatives when it comes to immigration and stuff like that. So I hope that like, I don't know. I hope that some of the things that people are waiting for from Biden for things to change, I hope he addresses those things, you know. I
Yeah.
just hope he's I hope he lives up to him and Kamala. I just hope they live up to, you know, what we're all expecting.
I mean, I think that they also have a lot that is against them too. Because, like, even with Obama, I mean, he couldn't, even in his 8 years, he still couldn't undo all the things that Bush, you know, and the presidents before him.
Well, there's a
But
lot Obama did not do. There's a lot he didn't do.
yeah,
But when Trump
so
got in that office, immediately he changed so much shit.
mhm.
Like he fired people. He went against everything that people like presidents had never done before. What I'm saying is I hope they come in with that same fucking fire and change everything up. And you know, they feel the country's excitement about this switch up. So I hope they really, really, really take advantage of that and do, you know, what we're all expecting them to do.
I
Like
know for
that's all I'm
me,
saying.
I hope that a lot of the relationships Obama strengthened with some of these other leaders of other countries, I hope that Biden's able and Kamala are able to repair those, specifically with North Korea's. Anytime I hear about North Korea, I just get real eerie because they literally can take us out in one missile. And they're continuously building more improved missiles um amongst the ones that they're already building. And I just am like, you know what, we were cool with these people, like what happened? Well, Trump got in there and started saying fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And
Yeah.
you know, I hope
I don't
that
think
stuff like that.
missiles is I don't
Hmm.
foresee nothing like that happening.
uh,
I said I hope that don't happen either, but I feel
I
like if
hope
there is
not,
some
and
type of
again, it may
massive
not,
attack
but
on the country, I feel like if there is some type of massive attack on the country, personally, I think it's going to be technologically based. Like it's going to be more so like technology out, bank accounts out, systems out. Like it's going to be like that type of hit. That's what I think, honestly.
well, that's good.
I don't know. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's good, but think about that. Think about in 1 second, all of our bank accounts wiped.
Yeah.
Think about that. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is tied to art, and they've already tried to hack into like voting systems and shit like that. I think they're more like hacking, like they're really into this like technology shit, this
Yeah.
AI shit, you know?
Yeah, that
It's
makes sense.
scary. That's hella scary.
Yeah. I mean, I guess whether we're blown up or shit swiped out, you know, is communication swiped out, gone, everything that we once knew gone. Um both are definitely, all of it's scary. I think the unknown is scary. 2020 has scared the shit out of me. Even though I feel like me personally, it's I haven't been as impacted as definitely a lot of people with, you know, death and loss of jobs and all of those sorts of things. But 2020 has just been a heavy year for a lot of people. And I'm hoping by the grace of God that, 2021 is going to be, just a better energy um from this cloud that has just kind of been hanging over this last year. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but it's like, okay, Lord, we hear you, we see you. If it's our time for you to come down for the rapture, like let us know something, because this is like getting crazier and crazier. And just when I thought things could not get crazier, I'm just learning of the whole 35-day presidency with Al Gore thing wait. So I didn't know that there had been a long wait before, to determine who was who, or, that kind of
Well,
thing.
it wasn't like it was the same thing with the elect. Like it was like
Got
he was
it.
the elect. But usually when a projected president is the president elect, the opponent will concede. So they'll just drop
Okay.
out basically.
Oh,
But
okay.
even,
Okay.
you know what
Got
I'm
you.
saying? Even if all the votes aren't counted
I
up, even
got
if some of
you.
the
I
states,
see
because
what you're
it's like,
saying.
oh, they'll
Okay.
say, oh, even if I win those 2 states, I already lost. So I'm just gonna
Oh,
concede.
okay.
So
Okay.
like remember last time Hillary, she conceded like early in the morning and they said she was like crying and shit. And she like
Yeah.
didn't want to address the nation or whatever. Trump
Yeah.
has not addressed the nation because he's not conceding. He's not accepting defeat until he gets all of his fucking recounts and non-counts and whatever he wants. Girl, that man is that man
He's
crazy.
such a toddler. Oh my God. He's so embarrassing. He is so embarrassing.
That's
It's
when
so
he's
funny because other
he is the
countries,
most
they're
privileged.
like, ooh, Trump, like, ooh, everybody hates Trump. Like, ooh, I'm so sorry for you. Like, ooh, we don't like Trump. Yeah, us either.
What's so
Like,
funny is
us
everyone
either.
used to love him before he ran for president. That's
Uh-huh.
what's hilarious because all these rappers used to rap him in songs and have him in music videos like back in the 90s and shit, you know? And this nigga really like flipped his whole life around where it's the opposite.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
if you support Trump, it's ultimately like committing career suicide with the black people or urban culture. You know what I'm saying? I think what is her name? Chrisette Michelle. She was canceled about 4 years ago when
The
Trump
inauguration.
came. Yes, at the inauguration. She sang at Trump's inauguration. Since then, this girl has been canceled. I think she like retreated from social media. She ain't dropping no music. And then so after it was announced that Biden had won president elect, she comes she comes and posts some video of her performing and this long caption basically like I still sing and I'm still a singer and I hope the American public can forgive me now that the darkness has left the office and there can be a brighter, lighter day and all this.
I feel bad. That's
I
so
feel
sad
bad too.
though. I do feel bad because we are so quick to cancel. Like, I hate cancel culture, if I'm honest. I hate it. I hate
Girl,
it because it's like people don't get no grace to do nothing. Like, I
cancel
don't
on your
know.
own accord. Don't wait for a whole bunch of people to say someone's not popular anymore. Like
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
spirit have me done with these celebrities. Like
Everybody just so quick. Oh, canceled, 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 canceled. It's like, okay, once they're like, do you bring them back? Are they canceled forever? Like, I don't know. I just don't. I just
until
hate.
that song is popping,
I just hate. I
they cancel
hate.
till they get a hit.
I hate the late these. I don't know what you call this time period, but just, girl, take me back. Just take me back. Put me in the same age in the 90s, early 2000s, and I'm good. But this shit right here is just. And I think even with social media, like, kudos to it. I get that it's been great for businesses and great for certain things, but I just be so over it at the same time. I really do. But it is what
Yeah.
it is. Get
I
with
do
it.
think people should take social media breaks, you know, and especially if you feel overwhelmed or upset by it. And yeah. And it's also good to have different like for me personally, I may take a break from my personal page for weeks and don't post a story, don't post shit on my personal. And I just be on my little motivational page. I'll be on my spiritual Instagram, or I'll be on Melanin Me Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So it's also not a bad idea sometimes to change. If you just have an addiction to going on Instagram, make an additional account where you only follow positive quotes, or you
Right.
only follow tropical pictures or
That's a
something. Like,
great
you
idea.
can definitely censor the content that you
That's
have on your
very
timeline. You don't have
great
to always
advice.
see. Yeah, I do that all the time. I may not post on my personal page for weeks, but I'll be on my Pisces page posting all types of astrology and shit that makes me
Right.
feel at peace. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I just feel
That's
like,
good. That's good.
yeah, just because shit is on our timeline, that don't mean we have to be like bow down to this. This is the only thing we can intake from
Mhm.
social media. Like, no, you can control your timeline.
You
And
can.
if you don't want to delete all your toxic ass followers
I know.
and people you follow, just make a new page. Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's actually a very, very good recommendation,
Mm-hmm.
Um I don't know.
Yeah, it's really helped me because we have like Instagram now is like a business. So if I kind of want to tune out all the, personal bullshit, I can just dive into funny shit for the culture and,
It's true.
not take it too seriously. But yeah, you have to be spiritually solid if you want to be out here at social media, because it will fuck you up.
I
It will fuck you up.
understand.
It'll make you compare yourself to
Girl,
everyone, because
girl.
that shit is just so not real.
I'm gonna tell you a real
It's
ass
so not real.
page,
One of my
y'all.
favorite. What'd you say?
Listen, I'm about to tell you a real ass page.
Justin Boy.
Justin LA Boy. I have
Yeah.
been singing this man's praises for I don't know how long. It's not that it's something to be a great thing, because I've always said his shit is extremely disrespectful.
It's the truth though.
Even
He be
before
telling
he
nothing but the
grew up
truth.
to be who he was and who he is, back when he was getting his pages deleted and all that kind of stuff. I just wanted the memes. That's all I wanted was the
Do
memes.
you know what he looks like in real life?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen him. I don't know who this man is.
He actually changed his logo to his like eyes. He actually used to be I think he's a retired NBA player.
Oh, is he?
He played for the NBA, I believe. I don't know his I don't know his team, or his how many years he's played in the league, but I believe he was an NBA player at one point. And but yeah, his shit is real as the
So
entire
real.
fuck.
His memes go viral immediately.
They're
Like,
they're almost too real.
they're
Like,
so real. They're like his diary. They're literally like his fucking diary. Like, he'll just go to his notes section and write some funny shit about his life or his homeboy or
and I'm
something and post
like,
it.
why does this? I'm like, you are too loud. Why?
Yeah.
This is exactly what I'm going through right now. Like, it's not cool that you just hit that right now. Like, so if y'all want some real shit, like not some like kumbaya,
you may be offended by it. Probably be
you're gonna
offended
have
by
to
it.
have tough skin. I mean, and I do not advise you to follow that page if you don't have tough skin, because a lot of that shit is funny
If
as
you're in a
fuck.
relationship and you think your spouse is cheating, or you
Don't
think like
follow
your
that
boyfriend is texting other
page.
girls, don't go to his page.
Do not go to his page if you think your man or your female is cheating on you.
Don't
Because,
do it.
baby, you will, put it this way, you will not want to be in a relationship ever if you go on that page. But
Big
on the other
facts.
side
If
of
I get
it,
in a relationship, I probably have to block him.
you have to block him. You have to block him. You just have to. I love him because, like I said, a lot of that shit is so relatable, and I can take it with a grain of salt, but I could definitely see where some shit could hit. Especially those who
Hit
don't like
different.
subs and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, it hit different over there.
it hits
Okay.
real different. But he's now in 1,000,000-something followers. So
That
off of
quick,
just
so
me
quick.
and off
And
of
they
just
keep deleting his page and he makes a new page and then
he
boom,
just
all
makes
his
a new
followers
page.
just
And
come right back.
The only reason the only reason why they used to delete his page though was because he was doing the demon time, and
Right.
that had
Guess
grown
he
to be,
stopped doing it.
and then he
Yeah.
stopped doing it, and then he moved on to OnlyFans, to another
OnlyFans.
platform,
Yeah.
and basically said
I know he getting so much money.
and I was like, wait, no, don't leave. Go do demon time, but come back for the memes. I just wanted the memes. I didn't give a shit about demon time. So, anyways, long story short, I'm glad he's back. And
Respectfully. That's so funny.
respectfully. I honestly feel like his hashtag should be disrespectfully, but
Girl.
that's none of my business.
No, because when you say respectfully, you about to say some disrespectful shit.
You
Nine
are,
times out of 10.
you're right. That's implied.
Look, respectfully. Look,
Respectfully. It's like,
I'm about to be real unrespectful right now, but
disclaimer. Okay. He'd be like, but positive vibes only though. Good morning.
Yeah, no, what kills
vibes.
me is he'll be like, go ahead, drop a comment and at your person. This is a safe place.
This is a safe, this is a safe place.
This is like, not a safe place.
This is not a safe place, homie. This is the worst place. Okay. Like, no. I laugh when I see dudes coming in there and they'll comment. They'll be like, I'm just in here to see if my girl in here. I'm just checking the comments, see if she in
girl.
Here. So
hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know how we got on that soapbox, but that was funny.
That was. So did you watch the just to switch gears? Did you watch Tamar Braxton? I'm about to call it the Tamar Braxton show. The Braxton Family Values.
No, I hadn't seen it. Did you watch it?
Oh damn, yeah. I sent you the episode and you said you were gonna watch it.
I did.
You didn't watch it, y'all.
I have not watched it. Is it worth watching? Like, is it good? Was it good?
Yeah, it's worth watching. It's worth watching. I mean, for now, Tamar's still in it.
Oh, okay.
But basically they rewinded back a few months, but of course they lead the episode off with that like suspicion, not the suspicion, but the what do you call it, her whole suicide thing. Like they built up the suspicion about like what happened around that, and then they flash back to like a year before.
Oh, okay. So they're gonna take us all the way back and then I guess build it up. Okay.
Yeah, and it's just so sad because you could tell, man, those sisters it's just fame has fucked them up. Like they don't even have that bond no more. Yeah. It seemed like all the little scenes they were in, it's like everyone has a low-key grudge. You know, they're making shots and jabs. The first scene, of course, was Tony doing some back behind the scenes, working on her tour. She got some shit popping, a new album, whatever. I feel like she really hypes up her career when she's on this show. But you know, she was doing that, and Tamar comes to like watch her photo shoot or something for her album promo. And you know, when she's leaving, Tamar says, all right, girl, well, you know, come see me. I live up the street. You know, I live up the street, right? Like basically like she ain't seen them. And then Tracy gets on there. She's like, I haven't seen my sisters in 9 months. Trina was like, I hope my sisters come to my bachelorette party. I ain't seen them in 9 months. So like, girl, they're literally just getting together to film at this point, which is what I was telling you when I said Tamar was low-key addressing her family in those posts because she's not talking to her family.
You did say that.
It's just really sad. It's so sad. Just going back from like how that show used to be and now just watching that season premiere, it's just like, damn, they completely ripped up their whole family unit for money and fame, basically.
And they didn't even need to do that. You know, I think the only broke ones were Tracy, Trina, I don't want to say broke. I don't know their finances, but like, you know, Tracy, Trina, and Tawanda. Like, I feel like with Tony and Tamar, they could have, you know, all come together and really did some great things and got a coin all the way together. And it not have impacted each other. But something about reality TV, especially when you don't have that control over it, over the editing and all that kind of stuff, like even with your name being an executive producer, if you don't have certain weight as under that title, that still doesn't matter. But something about reality
TV, if it's a true executive producer,
if it's a true
should have final edit, but
Exactly. And so, all of that to say, I just feel like, reality TV never does the family good. Now what they could do is get on YouTube
Yes.
and do like something like that. Just hire a crew and really, really do something great, and they can
Girl, that's what I would advise all these celebs to do.
they can
Like,
get on YouTube. I know Tank and Xena, they have a really cute YouTube show.
girl,
Um,
now
yeah,
Zeus too. Everybody got their little shows on Zeus.
yep, yep.
Um, I'm a huge Bad Girls Club fan. That's
Oh
like
yeah,
my
yeah,
favorite
yeah.
reality show of all time. So they hyped up this Bad Girls Club reunion, some reunion show on Zeus. And apparently Ray J and Princess Love, they're the executive producers of that show.
See,
So there's opportunity out here because everybody's
opportunity.
going to streaming networks and apps, these cable networks, these television networks. Nobody needs them anymore because don't nobody really watch that mess no more. I watch Atlanta Housewives on YouTube. I watch it on I watch it online. I may watch it on the Bravo app or something, but I just don't turn on my TV and turn to Bravo. So
We don't have cable. We got rid of cable beginning of this year, and we love it so far. Like, I feel like we
exactly.
were one of the last people
You were.
on
You don't
earth.
need cable, girl.
I feel like we were like one of the last people on earth to get rid of our cable, because we were paying like about $300 a month. And
Ridiculous.
we were only watching, to put it in perspective, we would only be watching cable TV a couple hours a week.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything that I use TV for, I recorded it. So it
Yep.
wouldn't be like I'd be watching live TV, and by the time I'm watching it, I could stream the actual episode anyway.
Yep.
So, and then my son, he's only using Wi-Fi for games, or he likes certain shows, but again, Netflix, Amazon
Yeah,
Prime,
it's like if you have Netflix, you have Amazon, you have
girl,
Hulu. Why would I pay for freaking Comcast to have 300 channels? I'm only watching 6 channels. I could
barely
buy,
that,
you know what I'm saying?
barely.
And for the ones you do watch, you could buy the little app for $10 a month.
That's it.
So
That's it. So
cable's
it's
dead. Yeah.
definitely a thing that's going to be a thing of the past. It's already becoming that way, um,
Yeah.
but yeah. So they definitely have avenues that they can make still really great money, but still have some of that creative control as to how they want things shot, and it still look really great. So I'd encourage them to do that. Braxton Family Values, the Braxtons.
Yeah. Or honestly, just Tamar. I'm just gonna keep
Just
it real.
Tamar.
I feel like Tamar
Yeah.
has so much. I feel like it'd be better for her if she just did her own little thing on YouTube or Zeus or something, and then she can meet up with her sisters when she wants, and she don't feel so. I just feel like they make her the issue on that show. They make her.
Because she's
It's
the only one that
always
has anything
her.
going on. She's the only one that has something going on. So, you know, I won't speak from a personal experience, but I don't want to go there. But yeah, if you're the only person that has something going on, people are going to make you to be like the problem. And I think it's easy to do that with someone like Tamar, because she is a character, she is a personality, and she is likable in the sense of you either really, really like Tamar or you don't, like, meaning you can handle her or you can't. So she brings a lot of the ratings, which turns into the dollars. Where them dollars at? So,
Mm-hmm.
you
Where them
know,
dollars at?
and honestly, you people are like, well, family, can't be jealous. They need to be supportive. Some of them are the worst ones. So just say that.
Girl. I don't know. But yeah, I'll be watching probably for as long as I can find the episodes for free.
Yeah. So I'll watch
So
definitely the other episode, because you did send it to me. I just hadn't watched it yet.
yeah, I think they deleted that because they only let those stay up there for about 24 hours.
Oh damn. I
It's
want to
too long
watch.
there.
I want to get back into Housewives of Potomac.
That's so funny. I was thinking about starting that show because I never watched it.
Girl, it is so good. You would love it.
I think I seen like when they first came out, I watched like maybe like the first 10 minutes or the trailer or
You just
something.
gotta
And I
stick
just
with it. You gotta
never,
stick with it. It's
I didn't
really
like the
good.
girls.
Oh,
I
they're
didn't like the
so
women.
good. I love Karen. Karen is my favorite, the grand dame. She's the oldest one. And I like Robin. I like Ashley. I love Giselle, even though I'm like, I have my opinions about a little bit. I love Monique. I like them all. And then from the first season to now, you'll see people transition out, obviously. But I heard this season is really, really juicy. So I need to figure out a way I can watch that and where I can watch those episodes.
Yeah. I feel like I really want to watch it because I've heard a lot of like gossip in the streets about somebody being pregnant and something. I was like, what are they talking about? Because they're like, she's happy. Oh, somebody was like, oh, so you proud of that or something? I was like, what? I guess one of them is pregnant by somebody who is gay or cheating or something. I don't know.
So they're
I don't
probably
watch.
talking
So.
about Ashley, who her husband, Michael. So Ashley was, can't remember. I think she was in her 20s and he was like in his 50s at the time.
And they're married. And of course, it's just their relationship. She's super young. He's old. He's got money. She came from humble beginnings. And throughout the seasons, Michael, her husband, has been accused of doing some very inappropriate things with men. So whether it's grabbing butts of cameramen or saying very, very inappropriate things. There have been, things that have come out about him and like what he's done, things that he said to people, other men anyways. And so, one thing I will say, she is I don't even want to say a ride or die, but she is very, very defensive when it comes to him. And sometimes it's to a fault, I believe, because some things you're like, girl, you heard that though. Like you heard what we heard. Like that's very hard to, I don't know. But yeah, they had been having some issues getting pregnant, and she finally got pregnant, and she's pregnant again. And so that's probably where that's coming from. But because he's the only one where they make reference of him being gay.
Okay.
So I can't think of anybody else.
Room.
I can't think of anybody else that they've referenced. He's the only one. So
yeah, because I don't know the people. I just know Shea Room posted her pregnant, and then it was just a whole bunch of comments about like her husband.
I know Monique. She's been pregnant like a few times on the show, but her husband has never ever. He's a football player, retired football player. He's never had any rumors on that show ever. So Michael is definitely the only one, and Ashley is pregnant with their second child. So it's got to be coming from that. She's half black, half white, and he's white. So
interesting. Well, a lot of shows are coming back on. Ain't nothing else to watch, so I guess
watching my YouTube videos, honey, and
I can't wait for Snowfall.
When is that supposed to come back out?
Girl, I don't know. They said 2021, but who knows?
Okay, well, they must be in filming mode.
I know. Ugh, I hate that. COVID just.
They must be in filming. I know You is coming back out. You season 3. They're filming that. That was a good show. What else? Real Housewives of Atlanta. We've already mentioned that. I'm sorry. I just. Oh shit. But yeah. So more and more shows coming out that we will keep you guys updated on. But yeah, so to be continued as far as President-elect Joe Biden and I always want to call her Kamala, but it's Kamala Harris.
Kamala. Okay.
Like comma. She's always like comma, like a comma, and then just la. Like Kamala.
Okay, that's a good way to
See, she's like, think of it like a comma, like when you put a comma and then just la.
I'm like, oh yeah, Kamala.
Yeah.
But the thing when I think about her name, though, I have to think of it that way. It's like I can't just come out and say her name. I'm always like Kamala. Like I'm, Anyway. But yeah, shout out to them. Congratulations. I'm so happy for the country. And what's gonna be hilarious is seeing how we get the orange man up out this office. So I'm trying to figure out what we can post, what we can't post on our page. Cause like there's some funny stuff. Like I didn't, and I don't want our page to get like censored or something like that. So I'm constantly like, so for those of y'all out there that are posting, you have
what kind of stuff?
Well, for instance, I know one of the girls that I follow, her page was in jail and she was posting stuff about the election and her opinions and her conspiracy theories and all these things. And so she got put in jail.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hell yeah. They'll shadow ban us. Remember when we were first starting our page and they kept fucking shadow banning us because my, Black Power ass was posting all of this, like, police brutality stuff.
I just don't remember. Yeah, now I
hashtagging.
remember that. Now I remember.
They shadow banned us.
But
And remember,
like
I was like, nobody's
thing.
watching us.
Girl,
yeah, you have to wait.
Real.
We had to wait for 2 weeks just to complain to Instagram for them to release us. Like, when I tell y'all censorship,
algorithms back.
Censorship is real. Like, it's messed up because it's already like that on YouTube. Like, if you're used to making money on YouTube, you can't talk about nothing controversial damn near because they're going to demonetize you. So it's like, you can talk about it if you want to, but you may get a strike and you're damn sure not getting paid. So that's up to you. They're just highly against that stuff. They don't want us to have no real opinions about no politics or nothing. Just keep posting funny stuff,
Stay in your lane.
There's traps. Yeah.
Stay in your lane. Don't do too much. Just make your coin and hush hush,
I know. Girl, we may have to make an OnlyFans just to talk about some real shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like I literally consciously think about that because I'm like, this is such a sensitive time right now. And me seeing more and more of the people that I follow, they're like, y'all follow my backup page because my page is in review right now on some bullshit. I've been trying to tell
everybody has a backup page. I'm like, oh sure.
They like, they wouldn't be trying to censor me if I wasn't speaking the real,
all day. That's what I'm telling you. All the YouTube conspiracy videos I used to binge watch, like some of my favorite conspiracy channels, they're all getting removed. Like, YouTube is shutting that shit down. Like, they don't want nothing that goes against what they say it is, But my thing is, if it's so crazy and outlandish, who cares? It should be funny. If it's so crazy,
yeah,
I don't get it. Y'all are real triggered. So interesting.
I agree. I totally agree. So we'll see. We're gonna try to continue to follow the guidelines on our page because we got some really cool stuff. We will be launching a product very, very soon that we're excited about.
A few different things we got coming up. We still have our website too, melaninme.com. Actually got this hoodie from there.
Love
Black
that.
by popular demands. And it's so funny, y'all, because I forgot I had this hoodie on. And I went to like I went today to like a very white area to go like shopping and stuff. And I went to the Starbucks and I'm just like minding my business. And I keep seeing like eyes look up at me and then like kind of look away real quick. And I'm like, what are they looking at? And I'm like, oh, my shirt. They're probably like, she's on one after the election.
I know. Like, just rub it in our faces, why don't you? It's like, bitch, you was gonna do that too. Had your.
I mean, California is technically a blue state, but there's still hella. Come on, there's racism everywhere, y'all.
Well, you've got your pockets of people, and it is what it is. But no, that is a dope shirt, and actually, that's probably a staple of ours because wear that any time of the year. I wear a hoodie any time of the year. I'm always
cold. This hoodie is so comfortable. It's really cold in LA today. So
what's really cold in LA?
I mean, it was like 55 degrees.
Oh shit, that's cold.
When I went up to Burbank, it was like cold and the wind is blowing.
Oof.
So I don't know what happened. It's some like temperature drop or something.
Damn.
I don't know how long that's gonna last. Usually when that happens, it's like a heat wave right after. So I don't know.
Yeah, I was in this. It was like 80 degrees today. Like last week was like 40. So I don't know what's going on.
Oh wow, it says it may actually rain and be I know this don't say snow. See, I can't even know. I don't know what's fake news or not. This says LA Times says winter storm brings rain, snow, and cold temperatures to LA area. Temperatures were 10 to 20 degrees cooler than normal. Facts. It just got cold out of nowhere because I just had my AC on like 4 days ago. But I know they didn't just say snow and they said snow, but I don't even, I can't even question nothing no more, y'all. It may be snowing in LA. I'll let y'all know.
Yes, keep us updated. That'd be interesting to have some snow. Like, what the fuck? 2020.
I wouldn't even be shocked. I would not be shocked. Because some of the theory, one of the conspiracy channels I did used to watch. Okay, we're getting to conspiracy podcast hour now, y'all. One of the channels I did used to watch, they said that with the whole global warming and shifting thing, what's gonna happen in like 100 years or so is like the hemispheres are gonna like switch, basically. The polar something is gonna switch. So where it's typically warm, it is gonna be cold now. Where it's typically cold will eventually be warm. Like everything's going to shift. That's one of the predictions, like the conspiracy theories and stuff.
Wow. They say California's gonna like fall off too.
Yeah, they've been saying that for years.
But I mean,
I know there is.
I think that would take like centuries to happen.
Girl, I have no idea. Who knows? I'm just praying I'm not here when it happens. But I heard there are like volcanoes and stuff here.
You said what?
I heard there is like an active volcano. There's like volcanoes in LA.
I'm obsessed with volcanoes. I'm obsessed with dinosaurs, volcanoes, sharks.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something
else. They
else.
say it's active volcanoes in LA. So I don't need to be here when it erupts. But they said that's why so many earthquakes.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah, you need to move. I thought you were moving to Atlanta.
Girl, I don't know where I'm moving. Don't be talking about my business on here.
Oh, my bad, girl. My bad. I thought you
I forgot we were still recording. Okay?
I did too. We'll be having our private talks. Sometimes we're like, you know what, we should be recording this, and then like,
yeah. I don't know where I'm gonna move. I think, I don't know. I think if I'm strictly remote for another year working, which it seems to be very likely, I may bounce around. I don't know when my lease is up. Shit, LA is so shut down, so it's just like,
Girl, it's shut down here too. I'm so over it. I'll be like, I want to do something.
Yeah, may spend some time over there with you. Spend some time,
The fact that you can, you should. That's the same reason why you should. Just the fact that you can, come on, rich auntie. Like, come on, come through.
Rich auntie vibes. It's
rich
crazy,
auntie
y'all.
Vibes, honey.
I was just a little cousin. Now I'm the rich auntie. Wow. It's crazy. Okay. I know.
Soapbox.
Y'all, we ain't got shit else to talk about. Okay.
Really don't. Well, until next time, we will catch y'all later. Peace.
Yep. Y'all know where to find us.
Mm-hmm.